Daniel H. Gallancy. I'm the CEO of Atakama.
I'm Aman Grewel. I'm a senior software developer here at Atakama.
And today we're going to talk to you about the Atakama Managed Browser Security Platform, as well as some capabilities related to DNS. Atakama Managed Browser Security Platform is a platform that takes your ordinary browser, Chrome, Edge, which is in essence a consumer application, and converts it into a secure browser. How do we do that? A combination of an extension and an agent. Those two things operating in tandem take the browser and add a slew of security functionality that isn't necessarily relevant to consumers. And remember, Chrome was designed for consumers, but is highly relevant in the context of an MSP. So for example, we do all of the filtering for anti-phishing, anti-malware. We do filtering by category. We explore and monitor credentials to make sure users are using credentials appropriately, appropriate password strength, 2FA where needed, et cetera, et cetera. We do data loss prevention, uploads, downloads in the browser. Whatever is actually on the screen, we can watermark a page to make sure somebody isn't taking a screenshot, or at least dissuade them from doing so. Once you're in the browser, you have a tremendous amount of functionality and also visibility into what the user is doing so that you can keep not just that user secure, but the entire user base secure. We do two types of filtering. The first is filtering in the browser, and that provides certain specific advantages. And the second is filtering at the DNS level. When you're filtering in the browser, you can explore the entire URL string, not just the domain. So when you're filtering at the DNS level, you're filtering at the domain level, and that's great because you're going to get rid of a lot of malicious domains. However, you get this greater degree of granularity when you get into the browser itself, and you can look at that URL bar and say, well, this domain looks like it could be okay. However, we have information that indicates that if you look at the entirety of this URL, this particular website or web page on this domain, not so good. And that level of granularity provides far more security than you would otherwise have. That said, doing filtering at the DNS level is also terrific, really important. And we do something spectacular with DNS over HTTPS.
So the benefits of DNS over HTTPS over traditional DNS is that each machine can have its own policy. With traditional DNS, you would have to apply the policy at the IP level, which means everyone in your office would have the same exact policy. With DNS over HTTPS, you can have a different policy for each employee, and you don't have to have a blanket allow or disallow for the entire office.
Look, point solutions are great. Okay, I think there's a lot of power in point solutions. When you look historically at the way filtering has been done, it really has been done with DNS-based point solutions. Right? If you look at, for example, the history of Cisco Umbrella, really that came out of a product called OpenDNS. OpenDNS, very popular, very powerful product, and very timely, by the way. The explosion of SaaS applications that we have today is just mind-bending relative to look back 10, 15 years ago, what was being done with programs that were executing on your machine. Right? Now people are using Word in the browser, for example. Right? So everything being in the browser, you need to secure the browser itself with a greater degree of granularity, and you need to do it efficiently without interrupting workflow. So relative to a point solution that just deals with, for example, filtering based on DNS, by virtue of the fact that we're in the browser, we have the ability not only to do filtering, but also to do filtering on a very granular level. We have the ability to do things like looking at credentials, monitoring uploads and downloads, monitoring user activity, and crucially, looking for aberrant behavior. Because what are you really concerned about as a security professional when you look at a user's usage of the browser? If you're seeing a user doing something unusual, that's the type of thing that really raises eyebrows. And there's where you really see the power of our solution. Our ability to monitor for these things is what gives MSPs the ability to say, hey, hold on, there's something going on with user ABC in the accounting department. Let's intervene. Thank you very much for joining us today. And if you have any questions for me or for Aman, please visit us at atakama.com, which is atakama.com. Thank you.